first off, what's the difference between, or in your experience, being in jail in Brazil and in the United States?
Oh, Brazil's a different animal altogether. I mean, it's more of a concentration camp. There you don't know what's going to happen. Inmates are being raped by the guards. The inmates are being tortured. Uh, we don't have lights. The lights go off for weeks at a time. The conditions, it rains inside your cells. Part of your cell, it rains and you have floods. You're below, sub below, so the air quality is very bad. Anybody that has any kind of breathing problems, those people that were dying from asthma and stuff like that. There's riots on a constant basis. I mean, hundreds of guys got killed in my prison. Uh, the food quality is basically you might as well eat dog shit. There's bugs inside, rice and beans every day, 7 days a week. They're in containers that are in a room that, first off, the hygiene is, you can't even think about what you're eating because it's sitting there for, a year at a time, and there's insects inside it. There's rats, rodents all over the jail. There's dengue from the mosquitoes. We're brought outside at times naked, sitting in the sun at 120 degrees from 7 in the morning until it gets cold at night, shitting in one spot. They don't let us move during the shakedowns. We're locked in rooms, 500-600 guys, same thing. You got to shit and piss on the floors that we're all standing on. There is no seats. There's no, we're standing sometimes 15 hours during those shakedowns. No advocate groups were ever allowed in the prison I was in. So there's been all kinds of Senate hearings about closing them down. So we always had a different mentality. We were in those Brazilian penitentiaries, me, Klaus, O. There's guys that stay in touch with me, Fratelli, Justin. There's about 12 guys around the world, different countries. We were all in prison there where we stayed pretty tight with each other. And we had escape plans while we were there. A guy, Leo, from Argentina, another guy, Camille, from Portugal, another guy, Max, from Italy. There was a lot of us that stayed in touch, and those jails are constant, escape plans and ways to try to survive the killings, the tortures. There's guns inside the jails. There's machetes, and there's death run rampant there in every which way. So you can't even compare that to the States.
And how long did you stay in those Brazilian jails?
2.5 years.
Wow. And was there ever a time, I mean, I could imagine where if you have one particular, like, either worst story or time that you were very close to getting killed inside the jail? Does that ever happen?
Yeah, I mean, the guys were talking about how I was really a big problem for the warden. The warden ended up killing he became the assistant warden. They were bringing a new warden in. One warden got killed while we were there. The second one came in. He was an ex-military police chief, and he was coming in trying to clean up the corruption, and he was trying to, he was a nice guy, actually. He was trying to get friendly with us downstairs in our cells, and we told him, nice to meet you, see you later. We didn't want nothing to do with him. And he was just kind of naive guy that was a tough guy but didn't understand the jail system. And that assistant warden had him killed on the way to work, on the way to school, walking his child. They shot him in the head, I think, 2 or 3 times and finished him off on the floor with a couple more shots. And we knew it was the assistant warden. The assistant warden hated me. He accused me of starting some of the riots that were in the prison. One of them, I think 16 guys got killed. And during these riots, guys were being killed randomly in the jail by the warden. Guys started knocking on doors of different police officers. And Brazil was on CNN, and they were killing some of these cops at their front door in retaliation for what they were doing to us in jails. And it was all over the media. So I think the biggest part was that warden was threatening me, and I was the only one he was making visit. I was having the consulate visits from the United States consulate had to come to visit me, and they'd meet me in his office only. They wouldn't let me meet in a regular visiting room. And we had a confrontation, and he threatened me in Portuguese, and I said to him in English, and he said, I understand English. He thought I was saying it so he couldn't understand. So I said, let me change it to Portuguese for you. And then same thing, I went back at him and threatened his family for threatening me. And I said, I'm not everybody else. You try to kill me. I said, your family goes too. So this is known. I think one of the guys just did an interview about it in London and talking about how he watched 5 of them beat me. And they asked, did I fight back? And he says, yeah, he fought back. And you're not going to do much. I mean, I fought back, but, obviously I got a pretty good beating. And they tried to kill me, and he was ordering a murder on me. Two guys were supposed to kill me, and I went after them. I stabbed them. So, I mean, this was constant, normal business there, and a lot of witnesses, obviously, that we all stay in touch with each other. They know what happened. It's just part of the life in Brazil. Every day was survival. We had plots. Klaus was a very good friend of mine. He happened to be in the same prison, and we were in touch, and we had different plots every day to retaliate against the cops. We hired cops against cops that were in there, and we were paying them off, and they were hurting guys for us, and they were hiring guys from the street for us that hurt cops that were hurting us. So this was, this is a nonstop chess game between all of us.